I know the law, Fiddler. I know the law too well.
Then you ought to know that there ain't no way to beat the law. White folks live by it and niggas die by it.
Paul ain't even got a truck. You niggas is the granddaddies with no trucks. Look how shame, man. You niggas, you down to Paw with no trucks. Online arguing. These 50-something. These are the granddaddies who can't take you fishing. Paw, can we, you got to, come on, my nigga. You wouldn't say that if you was alive. You wouldn't say that if he was alive. I did say he was alive. I watched him get killed, nigga. I watched that nigga get killed. He wasn't tough. What make y'all think Nipsey Hussle was tough? And we watched him get holed out by his set. Nigga, if you tough, your set don't hold you out. They ain't hold Big U out.
It's Focus Connect back in the building. And Charleston White on one again. That man dissed everything California. Bloods, Crips, Blueface, OG Gumby, Nipsey Hussle daughter. Charleston White back on one. And you got a lot of people saying that Charleston White just trying to prime the situation up to do another interview, to go on another couple interview run, put a couple more money in the bank account. They saying rent is due. But when I look at what Charleston White's saying, it's a lot of truth to what Charleston White's saying, but it's a way that he delivering it that can ruffle some feathers and that can possibly make this situation turn around and go a way that he's not expecting. I agree with what Charleston White said as far as the pawpaws not being pawpaws no more. You know what I'm saying? Not being able to interact and do certain things with the kids because they on gang timing. And you gotta understand, Charleston White pretty much infiltrated the LA gangs. Charleston White learned those gangs inside and out. He walked on the turf with them guys. So Charleston White know the buttons he pushing. He know the game he playing with them guys. And Charleston White is moving very strategically. You know, I see a lot of people be speaking on, yeah, he telling the truth. Yeah, I agree with that and different things like that. But I give you a challenge. You go to a person and talk to him the way Charleston White talking to these guys on the internet. Because Charleston White is insulated. As much as Charleston White show us that he outside and he show us that he at these different events, Charleston White is going places where he is not around these people who will really do it. Charleston White ain't finna walk around in the 40s out there in California talking like that. He's not finna go out there to the rolling 60s neighborhood talking like that. And when he do go out there, Charleston White is well aware of what's going on. And by Charleston White knowing all that information about Nipsey Hussle's daughter leaving Black Sam and going over there back with her mama and how he talking about the gang gonna run through her, somebody on the inside is giving Charleston White information. And then when I heard Charleston White speaking on Blueface, I think Charleston White and Blueface running the play. Because we know Wack 100 is the king of plays. Charleston White already said in the interview that him and Wack 100 working on some type of business. So how Charleston White gonna talk bad about Blueface like this, but him and Wack 100 working on business? Charleston White just doing everything to keep everybody relevant. They gonna end up having a big reunion where Charleston White and Blueface gonna talk about it. They gonna let Charleston White remain looking like the type of unk he is. These folks running plays. And the only reason I'm saying that it ain't nothing against Charleston White, but it's me looking at these dummies in the comments arguing, taking sides. Like people, he's calling y'all dumb and stupid because the comments showing that y'all can't think for y'all damn self. The man, if the stuff Charleston White doing, if your daughter get killed, if your brother daughter get killed, you still living and your brother and his daughter got killed, and Charleston White disrespect or anybody else disrespect your brother and that dead baby, how would you feel in that situation? That's why he playing on you dumb and stupid, because he controlling y'all mind with what he doing. And I'm not speaking to Charleston White, I'm speaking to the people. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm looking at people in the comment section really arguing, really putting a lot of energy. You got some people saying that he gonna lose his life. You got some people saying that Charleston White he just trying to get paid. You got people saying all type of different things with different opinions in the comment section. But why I got a problem about everybody can stand on their own opinion, but why you taking up for a person you don't know? When you can't do nothing but understand that the man is being disrespectful. That's a fact, man. Dude is being very disrespectful. He doing something that you know you're not gonna walk out your household and do to a real person. Charleston White playing on the internet because Charleston White got backing behind him. Charleston White got enough money to go to war. And Charleston White, the way Charleston White talking, y'all ain't even understand. When you talking to a person the way Charleston White talking, you don't talk like that and then go on defense. You talk like that and you the one supposed to be on offense. It's supposed to be on sight when you see a person if you talking to them like that. And then the man telling y'all he in character, he letting you know that he don't even act like that in real life. And y'all sitting up here saluting the character as if this the real him. This man meeting people in real life and ain't even acting like this. Make it make sense, like how a person can play on y'all mind, how dumb and intelligent and unintelligent y'all are, and how y'all are using this internet to dumb y'all self down, and people understand it and they gonna play on y'all. Man sitting here telling y'all dumb and stupid and how he playing on y'all, and y'all going to the same interview. I can tell you Charleston White whole interview right now. He ain't even got to go to the interview. Charleston White, give me a cut, bro. I could go in there and tell them folks everything that you gonna say in your interview. From you falling in the washing machine, to your eye getting popped out, to how I went at the boys' home, to all this, man. Come on, man. Y'all gotta use y'all head, but that just show y'all the control that people have over this generation brain. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody that can think for themselves, man, we know how to decipher when a person right or when a person wrong. I'm not finna stand for a person when they 100% wrong on what they talking about. That man wrong for disrespecting Nipsey Hussle daughter like that. That man was wrong for talking about Lil Ronnie daughter the way he did. But guess what? I salute Charleston White for that type of interview he did with Tasha K. Y'all don't know how to separate that bullshit from real shit. So, you know, when I look at Charleston White, I salute Charleston White because Charleston White developed a formula that worked for him. And ain't nothing I'm saying against Charleston White, because I salute Charleston White to the max. He put down good game when he's speaking on a certain level. But when he trying to entertain y'all with all this foolishness, y'all need to quit propping that type of shit up. And that's just 100, man. And you can't even argue with the fact that he telling the truth as far as they weren't treating Big U the way they were treating Nipsey Hussle. You can't argue with what he said about them guys, the pawpaws. You can't say he wrong about what he's saying about Blueface. So I'm just being real. Like, I know how to decipher the real from the bull. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, man, I'm just looking at the comments, what people be saying in the comments, and not just on Charleston White video. Man, people are really dumb and stupid. Everything that get a lot of interaction under the post, people are arguing to prove dumb points. Man, you gotta draw a line in the sand on what's right and what's wrong, man. And you ain't gotta cancel nobody and not deal with nobody because they say something you don't agree with. But you can't be a fool and agree with 100% of everything somebody say just because you like one thing they said, or you like a couple of things that they stand on. Man, I'm out.